can I just... Yeah, cool story, dude. I'll just, I'll take that. Before we can try our dice challenge, we need a dice. Or die? No, dice. So, we've got a nice chunk of wood, and we're going to cut a cube out of it. First, we need old Rusty and 2 weeks' time. Come on, Yum. Ta-da! Perfect. Let's measure roughly 4 centimeters squared, or cubed. Make sure if you're using power tools that it's done under the careful watch of a professional, not me. We'll sand it down with a special effort to round the edges and the corners. There we go, silky smooth. You would pass out if I revealed how long that took. Now for the faces of this dice. We need some chaos symbolism, specifically Khorne, Slaanesh, Tzeentch and Nurgle. Just need to sketch the symbols. Start with the easiest. Break out the ruler for the blood god himself. Another circle and a couple of moons for this creepy creature. Even more circles for the Lord of Decay. Not too bad, but we are left with 2 blank faces. So, for the first, we'll start with a bigger circle for Chaos Undivided. Quite a detailed symbol, unfortunately. That's going to be pleasant to cut out. And for the other side, a skull. You definitely don't want to land on the skull. All sorted, a symbol on each face. We'll add a border. That should look alright once it's cut out. I want this dice, once it's finished, to look mangled, not manufactured. So I'm using this nibbling tool. It can be precise, but I'm hoping as it digs deeper, it'll look a bit crooked. It's working well so far. Again, if I revealed how long this took, YouTube might delete this channel. Yeah, this one was a nightmare. Papa Nurgle wasn't much easier. That's the worst of it done. Finally. Now we'll sand down these burn marks a bit further. Let's slow down a bit. The next step is to make our own wood stain. I read a comment on a video that said I should add baking powder to draw out the tannins in the tea, so we'll try that. Speaking of comments, please leave one below. I read every single one and they are by far the best part of doing YouTube. Even you, buddy, you sick creature. God help you. Back to the wood stain. I'm going to leave that brewing for a while and then we'll paint it on and see what happens. Fingers crossed for a good result. Absolutely nothing. Waste of time. Bloody hell. Back again. No choice but to do it properly. Get this tiny tin. What the? Am I reading that right? What on earth? Better make the most of it. Let's pop it open. Looks quite tasty. Get a little bit on the brush. Paint it on. It's quite an extreme stain, so we definitely don't want to get it in the wrong place. I can see the finished product in my head. We're not too far off. At the very least, we're going in the right direction. A final bit of sanding. I really want to bring the lighter wood back up to increase the contrast. Then one more coat of wood stain. That's better. Now we're back with the tea. Now 24 hours old. And we'll try one more coat. Before sealing it all in with matte acrylic varnish. Certainly looking nibbled. This challenge is all about saving the unsavable, repairing the damned. The rules? Start with a model. A damaged model. How it gets that way is entirely up to you, whether it's through natural causes or man-made disaster. Then we roll the dice. If it lands on a Chaos God, Khorne, Tzeentch, Nurgle, Slaanesh, then the model must be repaired under their influence. If it lands on Chaos Undivided, then the choice is yours. Take influence from them all, or favour one over another. Chaos in its purest form. If it lands on the skull, oh dear. You must damage the model again, and then re-roll. If you do want to take part and you prefer to skip the torture of building dice, just assign the symbols to numbers on a regular dice and roll. Then, show me the results on our new Discord server. Link in the description. You didn't turn out too bad. Good night. Good morning. What on earth has been going on here? Forgot I had this guy. Suppose we should test the dice out. Although, he's not looking very damaged. Brace yourself, bucko. Solid cryotanium hypercaliber rounds. Fired from the Giga X5000. It's the end of the road for you, sunshine. It's game over. You're done. Well, the main casualty is obvious. That leg is gone from this life and the next. He also lost an arm. I suspect that was the fall. Time to roll the dice. Good luck. Chaos Undivided. Interesting. We've got some Archaon inspired remodeling to do. Get the bits out. It's not my kind of show. First on the agenda, let's sort that leg out. Legs, legs, legs. We've got a boot. Does that work? It could, but it's not exactly demonic. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. It'll take some mutilation, but that might work. We'll scoop this little guy up while we're here. Right, let's sort that arm out. A scythe, I'm desperate for that to work, but I don't think it's right. No. No. Can't decide on that arm, but while rooting around, maybe this will work? You don't know if you don't try. Snippety snip. Check it fits. We can't be making Archaon without his trusty steed. 2 horses here from an old chariot set. You won't be needing that. Which one do we reckon? Looking a bit plain there, buddy. Let's try the other. That's alright. Yeah, that's the winner. Bye-bye. Now back to this other arm. I think we should go all in. This huge fist as if he's midway through a demonic transformation. I don't know if it's going to work, but I've got the idea in my head now, so we're committed to it either way. Just need to trim it down. Some gentle grinding. It's a bit rough for now, but it fits. Now we've got to get this guy's ass saddle ready. Gonna need to widen those legs, bucko. After setting fire to that Space Marine's bum cheeks in a previous video, I thought I'd opt for another method. By the way, the internet said this doesn't work, but it does. A brief saddle shave. Much better, fits perfectly. Onto the lizard leg, we'll shave off all of this excess material, and then put it in place. Now, we can't have a big demon hand like that without an accessory. And here he is. Snip his collar and slip it on. Hang in there, buddy. There's always room for spiky balls. We have many blank armor panels here, so we'll add some chaos trim to them. Start with green stuff, mix it up, place it on some baking paper and roll it flat. Cut into smaller pieces and then I'll place those over the blank panels. You can trim them to size once they're on the panel. It's much easier. We'll fill in this leg gap while we're here. After letting the green stuff set for about 45 minutes, we can start cutting out the chaotic trim. As this is a Chaos Orc, I'm happy for it to look chopped and bulky, like he's tried his best to show his dedication. And then slice it thinner as required. Add a bit more chain to finish off this arm. Yes, the chained prisoner fell off. It won't be the last time. Gluing one end of the chain makes it 100 times easier to work with. Wrap it around and snip to size. Before gluing it in place. Archaon's horse had far more spikes than Archaon's currently does, so let's correct that. Roll out a few green stuff spikes and glue them on the booty. Not just the booty though, stick them on the knees as well. Base time, the classic Archaon square. I'm going to cover it with the mud mixture. made from sand, polyfiller, Mod Podge and black paint. This batch was made ages ago, and while sealed, it's still going strong. Get that horse print on there as something to work around. Now we'll dig out some streams because it's not a square-based demon without lava. And skulls. You can't do anything in the Chaos realm without skulls. Bit of a modern twist on the ancient lava base, we'll use Agrellan earth to add some cracked ground along the lava trails. Remember, the bigger the blobs, the bigger the cracks. There is a dangerous joke in there somewhere. The Three Musketeers. Time for the base coat. We're going to start with black. While he's wittering on, you see these specks of water. Beyond the dark grey clouds, these should have given him a clue. Because it rained. And rained. For a long time. If you do want to support me, I do indeed have a Patreon, or Potaton, dear oh dear. Join this parade of legendary individuals: Soren Pedersen, Joseph Booten, Knut Bolmer and Thomas, heroes, genuinely, holding the fort and keeping these videos pumping. We've got previews, bonus content, voting. If you're quick, you can get in on this one. And the nest. Come and hang out. Back to this base coat. After the black from below, we're spraying with white from above. A good covering as we're going to try a slightly different paint scheme to usual. By the way, it didn't stop raining. This is plan B. Now for this paint scheme, we're going to aim for something quite vivid, and that involves implementing a system. This is the colour gradient that we're going to use. No black. The shadows will be dark blue, and then we're going up to a very vibrant light green. So the first step is, wherever we see black, cover it with dark blue. After that, we lighten the blue a bit and then paint around the patches of dark blue, along with anything that wouldn't be hit by light from above. That includes anything under armour, the bottom half of the face, and a good portion of the feet. Onto the green. The contrast can be quite extreme here because we'll wash over all of the skin with that same green. Similarly, with the fist and foot, with the fist and the foot, it's a similar procedure but with a different colour gradient. The difference is quite stark, but it will hopefully give the impression that this orc is becoming a far more demonic entity. This time around, the darkest areas are purple, moving into red and eventually up to bright orange. It's a slow process, and for the majority of the time it looks absolutely horrendous. It makes you want to roll a skull over and over again. This is known as the ugly phase, but as long as you keep going, everything can be saved. Almost. With the final colour, bright orange, we'll again go over all of the previous layers. Looking interesting. Now we'll fill in all of the other details, such as the teeth, the pants. Darkest area is purple, and then slowly moving up to brown. For the armour, the darkest parts are marked with a rusty brown, before gunmetal all over and a Nuln Oil wash. We'll finish that with a heavy turquoise glaze on the underside of each panel. Same process for the weapon. Gunmetal, Nuln Oil, and then the turquoise glaze. The same again for the horse armour. A couple of silver highlights. And for the handle of the weapon, similar to the shorts, darkest area is purple, working up to brown. Not forgetting the glowing face, white eyes washed with orange and then dry brushed over the top. bronze for the chain and trim. As before, the purple to brown gradients for the horns. I don't want these overshadowing the face. More silver highlights. Onwards to the horse, a very dark purple for the shadows. Working our way up again. Dark purple to purple. And then to brown. Following my own shiny ball tutorial, a dark orb, bright underside and some hard coat. Hot potato time, we'll line the lava streams with very dark purple. And then the rest of the land with purple. Dry brush with grey, and then lighter grey. For the lava, start with Flesh Tearers red. And then progressively brighter reds. Before orange, making sure to leave the previous layers visible each time. Then yellow. Before a very bright yellow. And finally, a few specks of white in the hottest areas. Get these skulls with bone white and then Agrax Earthshade, and finish off with an hard coat over the lava. Get the rim blacked out. This horse will be top heavy, so I'm afraid we'll have to drill a hole. Insert the pin into the base and snip. Avengers, assemble. Thanks for watching, my favourite people. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, send it to your grandma. You know what you're doing. Bye-bye. Bye. Love you. Toodles.